Okay, today we're going to be doing an episode review of the anime Goblin Slayer episode number 11. And I want to apologize because I'm behind on a lot of the anime reviews. Christmas weekend. This is the few days after, during Christmas and a few days after Christmas, it was impossible Christmas week of Christmas to record any these episodes, even though some animes were out. So a lot of these reviews are being done pretty late. I apologize for that, but like I said, it was Christmas, so bear with me. I'm going to get to all of them, and a lot of these are going to be a little bit shorter than usual. So some of you may like that, some of you may not. And the other thing I'm finding really puzzling is my episode watch count is way up. I'm getting a lot of people watching the episodes now that I'm reviewing, and a lot of the shows that I'm, commenting on and whatnot. But I've got only a few subscribers, which is really puzzling. So either people really enjoy the show and they like it, but they're not subscribing, or they're watching it and just kind of begrudgingly watching it and not really liking it. So I'm not really sure which. But anyway, on to this episode number 11 of Goblin Slayer. I really was looking forward to this. The last episode was a filler episode. We start out with this episode, continuing on where we've seen all the footprints. Goblin Slayer's seen all the goblin footprints. He's freaked out. Well, right away, Cowgirl sees him and she's like having a normal conversation, and she's literally like, she knows immediately something's wrong because he never gets freaked out, and he's freaked out. Even with his armor on, she can tell he's freaked out. Like, he's like, run, run as fast as you can. Like, what? It's like, he more or less, breaks it down to her. Like, I cannot save you. This is like out of my hands. Like, true, I am a Goblin Slayer, but this is a problem I cannot handle solo. This is out of my hands. Like, I can run. Like, they're fixing to take over this entire area. And I like Cowgirl. She's got a lot of courage. She's went through a lot. She's like, no, I'm not leaving. This is like she realizes this is like he needs this place, and this kind of in a way keeps both of them in a weird way, kind of keeps them stable and sane, I guess, considering what the trauma they went through. And she realizes he needs this place. This is like his. I don't know. A good way to really put it is somewhere he can just hang his hat. Somewhere he can relax. He can go do his business, and his true home, I guess. She, again, playing more on the fact that she's not, I don't really think she's ever really a romantic character. I think she's more like a sister, she's a family member. She treats him like a family member of her family. I don't think that they have a romantic involvement, because she never really gets jealous when he's like around other girls. The rest of them, you've never noticed, they always get jealous. She never gets jealous. She's, or maybe she's just, she understands him deeply enough to know that, he's maybe not interested in romantic things. But I don't know. Whatever. I just kind of get that vibe she's not a romantic character. But that's just my opinion. I love the fact with the uncle goes out there and he's like getting onto the Goblin Slayer, like, she really cares about you. Don't make her cry. And the weird thing about the Goblin Slayer is like he always like has this almost like a kid mentality. Like he's completely unaware. Like he's a planner. He can scheme and knows how to eliminate goblins and everything. But he almost acts like he's like a I don't want to say it's like he's completely unaware of like certain normal things. Like he must be told, yeah, don't make this person, and it just goes along with it. Like, oh, you're right. Almost robotic. That's the word I'm looking for. He's almost robotic sometimes. Like he like if you tell him something, it makes sense. Like, oh yes, I must do that. Like, don't make her cry. Oh yes, I must not make her cry. Like a Vulcan. Like he's got this emotionless attitude, which he's it kind of fits his character. But he's almost like he's pure logic. He's pure planning. Pure whatever. He's just I thought that was kind of a unique thing I noticed about him. He's not that he's broken, but you get an idea of where I'm going. He's kind of Goblin Slayer is like his complete life. He does care about other things. He cares about other characters, but I mean, he's not like he's what I'm getting at is he sometimes he just he gets overwhelmed and overthinks and overplans about how to take out goblins. I guess sometimes he ignores other things. I guess is what I spent a long time on that. So moving on. And of course, we see he goes. I like this scene too. You know, he clearly knows he needs help. He goes to the you know, where all the adventurers are, and he more or less, you know, begs them, "Please help me." You know, and they're all like shocked, like he never asked for help. You know, and they know something's up because by the fact he is going in there and asking for help, and you know, all of them kind of catch on pretty quick. You know, and they slowly you know, they kind of laugh at him at first, like, goblins, whatever. He just needs to take out a few goblins. But then they really get to thinking about it, you know, and, you know, this guy never asked for help. So something is really clearly up. So begrudgingly, they all one by one start, you know, helping him and, you know, chipping in, finding excuses why they should, you know, be working alongside him or why they should be interested in this, you know, and of course his normal crew, you know, goes to help him. And then the sorcerer chick, and I cannot remember her name, the witch. I like the little joke she even says, like, you know, we have 7 people. No, we have 6 people already. And they're like, no, there's probably another person. And, you know, I thought that was pretty good. Well done. You know, and eventually, you know, everybody starts chipping in and like, oh, well, you know what, I'll do it, you know. And we even see the adventure clerk, and I cannot remember her name at the moment. But even she, like, it's like, hey, I'll pay money for every, you know, goblin slain. And then all of a sudden everybody's interested. Like, oh, hey, money is involved. Hey, well, they are adventurers after all. So it makes sense. Guild Girl. I knew if I looked enough, I'd find it up. Anyway, then we finally get a good look at the Goblin Lord. You know, he's really... he's a big old... obviously, he's in control. We get to see the horde, you know, of goblins he's in charge of, and you know, I don't want to show too much about this, but you know, they're creepy little bastards. They have these like what they call meat shields, and they show how brutal they are, you know, and how cunning they are in a way because they're not dumb. Like I said, they will do anything to win. I mean, and they will sink as low as possible. They're not above doing anything like low. They're the worst of the worst, and they have these meat shields with naked women on them that they've obviously messed with over time. And their minds are probably clearly broken over time. They've been abused so much that they're literally, just as it says, meat shields. I mean, they can be recuperated, but like we've seen in previous episodes, if you really hang with them, the goblins too long, your mind breaks, and they've really went through the ringer, and but still the adventurers managed to rescue them. I just thought that part was really, a lot of people might be offended by the graphicness of it, but I really appreciate the fact that this anime really does show things like that, because it shows just how devious these little boogers are. They're not just like these, oh, they're cute little goblins. No, they're evil little things that need destroyed immediately, like every last one of them. They're clearly just pure evil. They think evil from sunup to sundown. That's their thing. There is no good and no redeemable thing about these things. They must be all eliminated. I like the fact that we actually get to see some adventures we don't usually get to see, like this chick, this barbarian-looking chick. I don't think if I've seen her before, it doesn't jog my memory, and maybe with the week being this busy, I maybe just don't recall it at the moment. But we get to see a lot of new characters in there in this battle, these adventurers, and I thought a lot of these scenes were funny. And we get to see some of the adventure, you know, obviously the goblins, they've come packing. They got their A-listers in this. There's a major battle breaks out. And I like how the adventurers say, like, oh, good, you know, like the real goblins have showed up, because I was getting tired of beating up these little things, you know, like, I just like thought that part with this anime was really great. And I love the part at the end where, like, the Goblin Slayer, like, everybody's like, wait a minute, where's the Goblin Slayer? He come up with all these great plans, you know, and he would come up with, like, the things where they took out the wolves, and, you know, the goblins riding the wolves, and every technique that usually the goblins use to overwhelm people, the Goblin Slayer, like, anticipated that and, like, cut them off at the pass. So the goblins are just, and this Goblin Lord's, like, running. And eventually the people are figuring out, like, where's the Goblin Slayer? And sure enough, we get to see the Goblin Slayer's, like worked his way up into where the Goblin king is, and he's there's supposed to be a major battle. I love that thing with the eye. Like even the guy like looks as the Goblin Slayer comes out. The Goblin Slayer comes out of the shadows. He's like really freaked out because he knows like, ooh, I'm about to get my ass kicked. Like, that's pretty much this episode. Like I said, I wanted to keep this a little bit pretty brief. I apologize for it being so late, but like I said, it's Christmas, so it's Christmas and New Year's coming up. So I'm a lot behind, but anyway, that's all for now. Catch you next time.